It seems that everybody today meditates at like 6 a.m. The wellness industry has you convinced that the morning is sacred. And to many traditions, it actually is. It's very sacred. But the modern wellness movement is basically wake up at 5, journal, take a cold plunge, meditate, then hit the gym. It's like this hustle culture married the mindfulness culture. And now they had a baby that's called our modern morning routine. But I want to tell you something. I've been studying meditation now for over 26 years, and I've been teaching it for over 12, and I've worked in hospitals, I've lived in monasteries, and I've worked in wellness centers and retreat spaces all across multiple continents. But I want to share that for one ancient group, the most powerful contemplative window in the course of the day is not early morning, and it's not even late at night, like before you go to bed. It's in the afternoon, the time between 3 p.m. and sunset. And it's not new. This isn't some hack or new hack that I'm sharing with you. It's a 3,500-year-old practice from the Hebrew tradition that they call Mincha. And the rabbis trace it back to a single verse found in the book of Genesis. In the next 15 minutes or so, I'm going to tell you what Mincha is, why it works, how to do it today, right now, with no equipment. And you'll be able to get it done in probably 10 minutes flat. Mincha is the afternoon prayer in the Jewish tradition, and it's said between the window of roughly 12:30 p.m., like the moment after the solar noon, and before sunset. It's one of the 3 daily prayers in Judaism. There's the morning prayer, which is called, I believe, the Shacharit, and the evening prayer, which is the Ma'ariv. But this is the afternoon prayer. It's tucked in the middle, and it's one of the easiest to miss. It's Mincha. And here's the part that most people don't know. The rabbis teach that each of the 3 daily prayers was instituted by one of the 3 great patriarchs. Abraham instituted the Shacharit, Jacob the Ma'ariv, and Isaac, he instituted the Mincha in the afternoon. The rabbinic source for this is Genesis 24, verse 63, the verse where Isaac walks into the field at the evening to meditate. The Hebrew word for what he's doing is leshuach, and that gets read by the Targum Onkelos and by Rashi as prayer. So when traditional Jews pray the Mincha, they are, in a very literal sense, reenacting Isaac's walk into the field 3,500 years ago. I want you to sit with that for a second. There is a contemplative practice done daily by millions of people that is over 3,000 years old, and that traces itself directly back to one man walking alone into a field at sunset in the book of Genesis. So that is not a wellness trend, that's a connection with the lineage. So why the afternoon? Why not the morning, like every modern wellness influencer says you should be doing? There are a few reasons, and they're not religious reasons. They're physiological, psychological, and frankly, very practical. Reason 1, the afternoon is where you've already collected the day's weight. In the morning, you haven't lived the day yet. You haven't gotten that difficult email. You haven't had maybe that hard conversation. You haven't watched the news that maybe upset your mood or ruined your mood. Morning meditation is and can be very beautiful, but it tends to be preparatory. Afternoon meditation is restorative. You bring to it everything the day has already given you. The pour out is real because there's something to release, pour, and let go of. The Hebrew shiach, the word behind Isaac's practice, means both to meditate and to pour out a compliment. The two are connected. You can't pour out what hasn't accumulated yet. Reason 2, the afternoon is the body's natural dip. Your circadian rhythm has a built-in low point in the early to mid-afternoon. Cortisol drops, energy lags. Most people fight it with maybe caffeine or something. Mincha works with it. Instead of stimulating yourself out of the dip, you use the dip. The body's natural willingness to slow down at that hour becomes the doorway into the contemplative state. Reason 3, the afternoon is a threshold. Hebrews called the moment before sunset lifnat erev, toward evening. Traditional cultures all around the world recognize the threshold hours, sunrise and sunset, as times when the veil between the worlds is thin. The morning threshold is dawn, evening threshold is dusk. Mincha sits inside the evening threshold. You're not just meditating, you're meditating as the day turns. You're at the hinge. There is no contemplative tradition I know of anywhere in the world that ignores threshold hours. Now let me put on my sound therapist hat for a moment, because I want to talk about what an afternoon contemplative practice actually does for you. Most of us live in a state of low-grade sympathetic dominance. Sympathetic nervous system is engaged and is on. That's when your cortisol is elevated, the breath shallow and high in the chest. And that's when you're in your stress response. The body is designed to down-regulate multiple times throughout the day now. Traditional cultures had it built in, the siestas, the tea ceremonies, the prayers. The day was punctuated by intentional pauses. We've eliminated all of that. A 10-minute Mincha practice does something specific. It interrupts the sympathetic loop in the middle of the afternoon before you crash into the evening exhausted, irritable, and reaching for wine or sugar or your phone. It's not a luxury, it's a sensory reset. I've watched people who've added a daily Mincha practice, even just 10 minutes into their day, and report better sleep within a week, better digestion, more patience with their families in the evening, and less scrolling at night. It's not magic, it's a nervous system regulation. It's dressed in 3,500-year-old clothes, and the clothes happen to be very beautiful, but the mechanism is real. So here's the practice in 4 movements, 10 to 12 minutes total. Each movement maps to one of the meanings of siyak. So you can do this sitting, you can do this standing, maybe at a window so you have some natural light. The original was done walking, even if it's just 10 paces back and forth, maybe in a hallway, but Isaac walked into a field. So movement 1, walk for 3 minutes, just slowly, inside or outside, but maybe where there's some good natural light. Don't try to drop in, don't try to clear your mind, just walk. Just walk. The walking itself is the practice. Nothing more is required of you, but just be aware of the walking. If you want a phrase to repeat silently with each step, you can say, I am in a field, or I am in the hour, or I am present, I am here. Movement 2 is to pour out for 3 minutes. What you're going to do is you're going to come to stillness, place one hand or maybe 2 hands over your heart, and without trying to solve it, just pour out what you've been carrying since the morning. Not the whole story of your life, just today's weight, the weight of the day, the arguments, the fear, maybe the unanswered email, or the thing you've been postponing. Just let it move from your chest, down your arms, and let it move out of your hands, or let it move down your legs and out into the floor. The earth has been receiving such offerings for longer than your name has existed, and it will receive yours and transform it. When the pouring out feels complete or even partially, just drop your hands to the side, and we come to movement 3, which is to converse for 3 minutes. Ask one real question. Not the question you'd ask out loud, the question underneath that question. And address it to God, address it to the field, address it to your deepest self, to whatever you call the listening presence at the center of all things. Ask it once, clearly and silently. And then, this is the hard part, do not answer it. Just sit with the question unanswered. Let the silence hold it. You may receive nothing. That's perfectly fine. You may receive something. That's also correct and fine. The practice is the asking, not the receiving. Movement 4, lift the eyes. For 3 minutes, slowly, gently lift your gaze. If your eyes are closed, open them. Without focus, just look at what's in front of you. The text says Isaac lifted his eyes, and behold, the camels were coming. The Hebrew word hine translates behold, is the language of revelation. Here it is. What was on its way has arrived. You may not see your camels coming today. Most days you will probably not see anything, but you are training the lifting. You are training the being ready. When what is on its way to you finally crests the horizon of your life, you will be the kind of person who is in the field at the hour with your eyes lifted. That is the entire practice. So when you're done, just touch your hand maybe gently, briefly to your heart again, and return to your day. If you'd enjoyed this, the free community Scripture and Spirit is where we break down Scripture behind many different practices. The link is in the description. If you'd like to join us, it's completely free. But for now, set an alarm for 4 p.m. and try this practice for the next few days. And then comment below and tell me what you experienced. I'd love to hear about it. I read every comment. Have a blessed and beautiful day, everybody. God bless you all.